And hello, everyone. Welcome to the inaugural edition, the premiere episode of Big Brother Breakdown. I am your host, TJ Temple. Glad to be with you today as we discuss BB27. We're getting ready to open the season, or begin the season tomorrow, as this is being published. We have that coming up tomorrow on CBS. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the cast reveal today. But first, before we get into the cast and my initial first impressions on the cast, I want to take a moment to introduce myself and my history with this show, so you can get a better idea of who I am and my history with this show. So, yes, as I said, my name is TJ Temple. I have been watching this show. This will be my 16th year watching this show. I first started watching full seasons back in 2009 with Big Brother 11. So Jeff, Jordan, Russell, that whole thing with Shima, that whole thing. I have watched this show since then. I've watched every season. I've seen the good, I've seen the great, I've seen the bad, I've seen the downright awful, BB19 and BB22. I'm talking to you. So I've seen it all. I've seen just about everything. My earliest memories of watching this show go back to Big Brother 8 with Evil Dick. But that's not when I was watching in full. I have been watching full seasons since BB11 back in 2009. So for context, I'm now 29 years old. And this show has taken up 16 years of my life every summer. So there you go. You do the math there. So I know this show. I've seen this show. I've seen, like I said, I've seen the good, the great, the bad, the ugly. I've seen it all. So there's nothing really that has thrown me off with this show. Okay. So when we talk on this show, on this podcast, I have an idea of what I'm talking about, because I've seen the show, I've seen everything, I've seen it all, So anyway, and a quick, brief synopsis of what this show will entail, what this podcast will entail. Every Friday, you and I will come and sit here, and we will talk about what's happening in the Big Brother house. We'll break it down every Friday. We'll break down who's playing great, who's playing good, who's playing bad, who's doing well, who we think will go far in this game. The good, like I said, the good, the bad, the ugly. We'll talk about it all on this podcast on Big Brother Breakdown here. So, and then again, we will have episodes every Friday and emergency episodes when necessary. So if like something big happens, like an expulsion or somebody quits or something else, I'll come on, talk about it, so you won't be completely out of the loop. Oh, almost lost my mic when it comes to this show. So, yeah. That's pretty much what Big Brother Breakdown is going to entail. So, yeah, that's Big Brother Breakdown, this show. Now let's talk about the cast. We had the cast reveal yesterday. I didn't get to... I watched Sharon Tharp's... Well, not all of Sharon Tharp's podcast. Like the exclusive... what is it? The exclusive, I think it's called. I didn't watch it all, but I watched a good bit of it. And from what... You got to remember, these are first impressions. We can't glean a lot from this crew or from these people. You can't get a lot from them. Because, again, they haven't played the game yet. But what I will say is, from what I took away from the cast, Adrian, who is a super fan, I mean, he's very energetic. He's overconfident. And that could be his downfall later in this game. He could be a very early boot. I'm talking first, second week of the game if he does not win competitions. If he starts winning comps, then maybe he becomes a threat. But right now, he is definitely an early boot from this game, in my honest opinion. I think the betting favorite, I would say, going in is probably Ashley, because she reminds me a lot of Taylor from BB24 and Xavier from BB23. That's kind of the woman version of Xavier from BB23, because she's an attorney like Xavier is, and she was also a pageant girl like Taylor was. So she has a real good chance to go far in this game, especially if she survives like the first 2 weeks of the game. If she can lay low and kind of just keep her head down and kind of survive, she should do well in this game. She did say in her interview, or in the opening thing, that she was not going to tell anybody that she was an attorney. I think it worked for Xavier. I think Xavier did the same thing, if I recall, back in BB23, and it worked out for him. So it could work for her later on in this game. And of course, we've seen on social media, she was in. Well, first of all, she was in the commercial that aired over the weekend. And she is friends with Hannah from BB23. So, like I said, she does remind me a lot of Taylor from BB23, or 24, excuse me, and Xavier from BB23. Both of them went far. I think Ashley will too, especially, like I said, if she lays low and survives. Just lay low, keep your head down, don't make yourself look like a threat early. If she doesn't, I think she will do fine. She will go far in this game. I think she's the betting favorite for everybody right now, based on yesterday. One thing I do want to say, though, is about Amy from, Amy. She wants to start an all-girls alliance. We've seen in the history of this show that doesn't work. We've seen that. Trust me, we have. And what makes her think it's going to work this year? I just don't see it. I really, really don't see it. I mean, if she can make it work, mazel tov, more power to you, but can she make it work? I don't know. I really don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but as we know, this show, it doesn't work. Stuff like, or all-girls alliances just don't work. Ava, I just want to real quickly talk about her. She reminds me a lot of Brittany from BB24. And I say that because she's kind of like this, aura, meditation stuff. And we got that from Brittany back in BB24. Only Ava, I believe is what her name is, she has a lot more energy, I think, compared to what Brittany did. But Ava does remind me a lot of Brittany from BB24. Doesn't mean she'll go that far, but we'll see. But yeah, just my first impressions on some of these house guests. Like I said, I didn't get to see everybody, but again, you can't really glean a lot from these first impressions. You just can't. You can't get a lot from, the photos and the bios and the interviews and whatever. You can't get a lot from that, but we're going to see how they do in the game. But like I said, the betting favorite right now, I would think, among most people, would probably be Ashley, because she could be a threat later on in the game very easily. And of course, we have a potential 17th house guest that's been teased all over social media. Is that there's a 17th house guest coming into the game. There's been rampant speculation online as to who it could be. Right now, a lot of people think it's Rachel Riley from BB12 and BB13. I don't know if it is her. as I tweeted it, by the way, if you don't follow me on Twitter, please do, because I'm going to be live tweeting during tomorrow night's premiere. It's an annual tradition. At TJ Temple Media is my handle there. So I will be live tweeting during tomorrow night's premiere of Big Brother. So do follow me there. But anyway, over on Twitter, a lot of people are speculating it's Rachel Riley. And as I said there, it's not a bad thing if it's her, because, I mean, she's not my favorite, but it wouldn't be the worst house guest we've had in there, or the worst returner we've had. I wouldn't be against it. But if as I said over on Twitter, if it was like Frankie or Sari or Paul, I'd be out, because I don't like either one of them. I got enough of Paul on BB19. I didn't care for Sari on BB25. It was, I believe. So I didn't care for her. I really didn't care for Frankie. So if it's not, as long as it's not one of them, I don't really bother me as to who it is. So, yeah, that's a brief episode here of our first inaugural, our debut episode of Big Brother Breakdown. Tomorrow night premiere, 8 o'clock, CBS. We're going to be live tweeting. I'll be live tweeting on my Twitter at TJ Temple Media. Once again, do follow me over there. As we'll be live tweeting as the show goes on tomorrow night. We'll find out who that mystery house guest is. Julie said it was a polarizing figure, and there will be reactions, both good and bad. So, if that's any indication on who it is, we will find out soon enough, as Julie likes to say. And then Friday, we'll be back here. I'm going to take the night to sleep on it, and I'll be back here on Friday discussing Big Brother, the premiere, BB27. We'll be discussing it in great detail on our first real, in-season episode of Big Brother Breakdown. We'll discuss everything that happened in the premiere. We'll look ahead to the first official week of BB27. We'll see who we think will do well, and just those impressions based off the premiere. Again, that's Friday on Big Brother Breakdown. That'll be after the premiere, Thursday night. Take the night to sleep on it, and come back Friday afternoon, and we will discuss the premiere. So, once again, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed what you heard, please do follow on either Spotify, iHeartRadio, or you can go to my YouTube channel. This podcast will be there as well. Just search my name, TJ Temple. That my podcasts are there, and this one will be there too. And like I said, back on Friday with our first official in-season episode of Big Brother Breakdown, where we'll break down the entire premiere and look ahead to week 1 of BB27. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you again on Friday.